But welcome everybody. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button.
I remember in middle school when you felt self-conscious if you were the last one to go through puberty. That really went topsy-turvy, didn't it?
Sometimes the Hasbara, it's too much explaining yourself and it's too apologetic.
Be sure to hit the notifications bell.
I actually do believe Israel won't just bomb countless civilians.
Be sure to tweet this out. Be sure to put this up on your Facebook.
You have to be kind to people. Be kind to the guys in this mess in the first place.
You can put this up on your Reddit.
Chile is a country.
Be sure to cut and paste a link to this to go into your favorite Facebook chat group.
It's good to see so many normal people in here.
Now, spanking isn't just my deep, dark personal secret. It's America's deep, dark secret.
I've never seen it explained so simply anywhere.
Put this on WhatsApp. Put this on Telegram. Put this on your favorite messenger app.
Hello and welcome to the Untitled Anarchist Seagull channel. I'm your host, an Untitled Anarchist Seagull called Elise, with allergies that are acting up in a deeply irritating way. So I imagine everybody has seen the news, which I was streaming on my language stream, and somebody in chat immediately broke in to tell me about it. And I have to say, leaving aside that there's all sorts of speculation that is possible and probably should be avoided until we know more about this. I mean, there's no shortage of possible permutations. One thing that is very clear, no matter who did this and why they did it, is that things are about to get very interesting, and we all need to be really seriously alert and vigilant and careful, because no matter who the guy who did this shooting turns out to be, no matter what the motive turns out to have been, no matter what, it doesn't really matter, because plenty of people will be capitalizing on this in order to escalate state and parastate fascist violence against the usual suspects. So this is a good time to be very, very careful, and maybe also take some care about what you say on social media platforms that are owned by right-wing shit goblins, because this would be the sort of time when your account might disappear or you might get doxxed or some shit like that. So good time to be a little bit careful. Sorry, my fucking allergies are not being nice to me. So, given all that, I thought maybe we could start out with some Darman bullshit. Foster mom doesn't know orphan is genius! What happens next is not going to shock us. I hate to tell you that. It's not going to shock, apparently, because it doesn't say that it is, and if it doesn't say that it's going to shock us, it probably won't. Often enough, when it does say that, it isn't going to.
Go ahead and open it, sweetie.
Wow, that's quite a freeze frame.
Oh, and you too.
No way! A drone? You know how much I've been wanting this?
Wow, it's like Obama's childhood.
I do. I'm glad you like it. Wipe that smug look off your face. When someone gives you a gift, you're supposed to smile and say,
Thank you.
Well, I mean, they do look like very warm socks.
But why does Hank get a drone and I get a pair of socks? Maybe it's because I'm the favorite.
Well, I mean, that kid's just he's courting an ass kicking.
You're lucky you got anything at all. Let me explain something to you. Hank, he's my flesh and blood. You're just a foster kid. Flesh and blood, foster kid. Besides, you're lucky I even brought you in here.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. It seems like maybe she's lucky that there's apparently very lax inspection policy before determining the eligibility of foster parents.
Nobody wanted a kid your age.
That's not how foster parenting works. That's how adoption works. I happen to know a little bit about this because my mother was in the field of emergency therapeutic foster care for a very long time, so I heard all about it.
So, what are we gonna do about this?
Do you think you could take me to the park to fly this thing?
That sounds like a great idea. Let's go. Where do you think you're going?
I was just...
Looks to me like you have some cleaning up to do. And don't forget to take out the trash when you're done. Come on.
Well, I mean, that's totally a great way not to end up having your house wrecked.
Come on, sweetie.
What happens next will shock her insurance company.
Meet your favorite. Tacos.
Wait. Thanks, Mom. You're the best.
That fucking cheese isn't it?
Let me guess. You're upset because I gave you less?
Wow, she must be telepathic. Like, I mean, to notice that?
No, it's not that. It's just... I'm allergic to dairy. Well, more for me.
That's right.
Hey, Mom,
Want to get that fucking plate broken over your head?
my homework's really hard. Can you help me out with it?
Yeah, sure. Let me have a look. All right. Excuse me. What do you think you're doing cutting up those jeans like that, huh?
I'm just turning them into shorts. It's getting hot out, and I don't have any shorts to wear.
Well, you better end up saving that extra.
They're so fucking cheap in these production values that they don't even proofread the fucking machine-generated subs. I don't have any short store.
For fabric when you're done to turn them back into jeans. Because come winter, I am not wasting my money buying you new clothes. You hear me? All right.
Like, literally, they actually get money. I mean, it isn't much. In Ohio, to my knowledge, it's rarely actually enough, but you do actually get money to cover the maintenance of foster kids.
Oh. Mom? I've told you that's Miss Evans to you.
Wow, even the flip of her hair is evil.
Miss Evans, would you mind helping me with my English homework?
I thought the point of this was foster orphan is genius. That's what the title told me.
Jules, don't make me laugh. You can barely read and write as it is. Come on. I'd be wasting my time trying to help you. When I could be more focused on Hank here, who, unlike you, is gifted and has a bright future ahead of him.
You need to remember who's the favorite.
Well, you think that maybe they could be a little bit clearer about what the message here is? I mean, it's like, it's so subtle. The subtlety, it's like, there's so much nuance to penetrate before you begin to understand what's actually going on in this interpersonal dynamic.
Oh, and Jules, don't forget about the dishes when we're done eating.
Someone's angry.
Wow. So the point we've established here is that they are evil fucks. Like, not even subtle, well-developed evil with clear motivation, just evil fucks. Such nuanced portrayals of people. They just end their motivations and stuff.
miss you both so much. I wish you were still here.
You're never gonna get a better chance than this, sweetie. Pounce. Oh, even the fucking leopard print. And in case you were uncertain that this is a bad situation, the Celli are telling us. Even the Celli are reading the room.
Come on, Hank, let's go. Gotta hurry. What do you think you're doing with that magazine? It's not like you can read. And are those shorts new? I didn't buy them.
No, these are actually the ones I was working on yesterday.
Like, are we going to establish that she can read and this is just some asshole thing that this foster mom is saying? Or, like, is that just going to hang in the air and we're supposed to assume that she can't, but she's really good at doing fashion design?
I don't remember them having flowers.
Well, I had some spare thread and needles, so I did some embroidery. And I had an old t-shirt that had
See, don't tell her this shit. She's gonna be making you do, like, sweatshop work for her and sell it.
in it, so I used it for the pockets because the flowers were so pretty.
All right, come on, Hank, let's go. I'm running late for my salon appointment.
Is my lunch in the fridge?
No. Your lunch is non-existent because we're short on groceries. Come on.
You're still taking me to school though, right?
Again, no. I am already late, and middle school is on the opposite end of town. You're gonna have to walk. Let's go.
You need to remember who's favorite.
Like, does he get any other fucking lines?
Let's go, Hank.
Wow. I mean, just the cleverness that you can only get from Darman. Like, they give you such credit as an audience member, as a viewer, for your ability to read the subtleties. Burn it all.
You ready to get going, Mija?
Actually, I think I'll walk.
Bye, Mom.
Okay.
Well, I thought we just established it's on the other end of fucking town.
Bye.
Hey. Wow, these are awesome. What are you hiding your drawings for? They're really good. Are you going to be hiding them from anyone? Very funny. I'm not being sarcastic. They're really good.
Do they not know each other, or do they know... Like... Is this their first meeting? Why am I...
I don't know why you're being so shy about it. Really? My mom tells me my drawings are terrible all the time. It doesn't sound like a very good mom.
I mean, I don't know, like, I've not heard of somebody just referring to their foster mother as their mom, especially if they actually are being treated quite like this.
Well, it's because she's my foster mom.
And she sucks. More importantly, it's because she sucks.
She doesn't care about me because I'm not her flesh and blood. Well, my mom says family isn't about blood. It's about love.
And other bodily fluids.
I'm Ruby, by the way. I just moved in next door to you. I'm Jules. Do you want to have lunch sometime? You don't have to have lunch with me if you don't want to. I was just offering. No, it's not that. It's just... my mom didn't pack me anything. Well, packed you up sandwich. My mom makes the best food. She come over sometime.
It looks like a very average sandwich, though.
We like that a lot. But I'm allergic to dairy, so if that's an... It's fine. I'll let her know. I had a friend back home that was allergic to gluten, so it's no problem. By the way, where did you get your shorts? I love them. Thank you. I actually made these myself out of a pair of jeans. For real.
So you just I mean, the thing is, you can't... She didn't just make those flowers. Those would have to have already existed someplace else. She didn't, like, out of nowhere just spin together flower decals.
Forget what your foster mom says. You got talent and style. I would know. My mom works in the fashion industry.
Well, then she would know.
Do you want to play a game? Sure. What game?
Doesn't she have to be, like, walking to school, which is apparently across town?
Tag, you're right. Catch me if you can.
So, I was thinking we can make shorts like mine.
Yes, come in.
One of the things that gets me about this, I mean, just apart from the general suckiness of it, and the bad writing, and the bad acting, although the bad acting is cool because they don't get paid for shit, so, I mean, they should act badly. And the set design, and just the general shitty production values, is that they have two different titles for the same fucking video. Foster Mom Doesn't Know Orphan is Genius. And then at the bottom here, it's called Orphan Girl Mistreated by Foster Mom. And it's like, make up your fucking minds.
I'm definitely gonna wear these when I go on vacation this summer. I'll tag you in a post pics on Insta.
Oh, I don't have social media. I actually don't even have a phone. But you'll have to show me when you get back.
Okay. My one was the same classification for the longest.
Finally,
I can remember the classification we went on.
Girls, I hope you're hungry. I made my famous birria tacos.
Don't they have a dining
Don't
room?
worry, the cheese is vegan. Come on, try it.
These are amazing.
Those are proper taco
Never
shells.
had tacos like these before. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I had tacos. My foster mom always makes me eat it with cheese.
Well, you're welcome to have tacos here anytime. Just say the word. And give me
Which word?
a couple days' notice. So I can get the ingredients.
What ingredients are in this that take a couple of days, though?
Eat up. I can make more if you're still hungry.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramirez.
Ay, please, come Lucia. Did you draw these?
That's...
Do you mind if I...
It's just one.
You are one gifted kid, Jules.
These
Ma'am? Are you kidding me? There's no doubt about it.
There's no doubt about it.
You should apply to a fashion school.
That's the dream. There's even a program for
So are we going to get to the bottom of whether she is in fact illiterate, as her foster mom keeps on insinuating? Or is that just going to hang in the air?
in Paris that I'd love to go to next year. But I don't have the money for it.
Well, if you keep making clothes like that, maybe I can help you sell them so that you can get money for the program. Just something to think about. All right, I'm gonna finish getting ready.
Thank you. I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you, honey.
I don't. It's very busy.
Eat. Enjoy.
That's such a great idea. You should definitely do that. Why aren't you more excited?
Because I don't have enough money to buy material for the clothes. Otherwise, I'd be all over that plan.
Maybe I can help. I have
What if we just make capitalism go away?
an idea. Thank you. Thank you, girls. Have a great day. You too.
Wait, how much money did she just hand her for one fucking lemonade? That was like a stack of banknotes.
Hey, come on.
Wait, what are these fucking bankrolls? What's in this lemonade? Bourbon? Is the lemonade, is that just a front? Is this actually just a... I mean, I know that apparently you can dissolve like cocaine into wine and then re-precipitate it, and that this is a way that it can be used to that you can get it across borders and through customs. I mean, that would explain the kind of money they're getting for a single fucking basic ass lemonade. Okay, here's $20 for your lemonade. Well, she got less money for dog grooming than she was getting for a single lemonade. What's this economy even? Well, I mean, that's like one lemonade's worth. Yeah, what we're watching, if you're just joining us, chat, is another Dar masterpiece called "Foster Mom Doesn't Know Orphan is Genius," and it is everything that you've come to expect in terms of the just delightfully subtle screenwriting and characterization, and not at all being shit.
Those look so good.
Which is really weird because look at this fucking lighting. How is that gonna look good? They don't even have the lights are all dimmed. It's gonna be noisy as shit. Like, seriously, why don't they even have the flash on if that's the only light they're gonna use?
Is that a full-day application? I'm not really great at reading and writing. It's okay. I can help you.
Perhaps also just help her with the reading and writing, if that turns out to be true.
Your clothes are selling like crazy.
Wait, isn't this your address?
Okay, well, I may have made a purchase. Can you blame me?
Well, I mean, that's a lot of shipping to pay for something that's already right there. And wait, wouldn't they have already known that it was shipping to their own address?
Oh. This is enough for you to attend the program, right? More than enough.
Which is great, because I'm sure the program you can just kind of walk up with cash.
Well, if I get in, that is. I still need to send in my dress. But all the students have to make one of their designs for the board to examine as a part of the admission process. Jules, this is the best dress you've ever made.
Sad but true.
Thanks again for everything, Ruby. I couldn't have done it without you and your mom. Of course, we're your friends for it. You're more than a friend.
Maybe don't keep that cash in that fucking house with that fucked up family. Because they will nick that.
I better get this sent and packed, so I'll catch you later. You can try. Yeah, you're...
What, is she gonna mail cash to this program?
Where have you been disappearing to?
Oh,
When
I've just been working on...
she hasn't noticed that she's next door? Yeah, this was a bad idea.
Where did you get all this money? And that dress? You little thief! You've been going around stealing this whole time?
I didn't. I earned that money and I made this dress.
Oh, that's a load of crap. You don't have an ounce of talent in your little pinky toe to make anything. Look.
Well, fortunately, it turns out you don't need to just use your pinky toe for sartorial activities. She's got all sorts of other appendages that can work on that.
I don't need the cops showing up around my place because you're pulling something.
But that belongs to me and I need it.
Oh, no. You're not seeing a dime of this. It belonged to whomever you stole it from. And now...
She was selling $20 bottle... Sorry, cups of lemonade.
Belongs to me. Don't forget, I'm the one that keeps this roof over your head. And as for this dress...
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, let's just take a look at what you've created. Don't you worry your little pretty head off.
No, wait,
don't tell me what to do.
Okay, this is the part where she's gotta die, though.
Now that looks good.
Who's your foster mom? Cinderella's evil stepmother?
No, Cinderella's evil stepmother was much more subtly characterized than this.
I'm so sorry, Jules. You
We're
didn't
gonna ride on her.
deserve this. I know how hard you worked on your gown.
Yeah, and all that hard work for nothing.
No, not for nothing. You have too much talent and you've put in too much effort to give up now.
What am I supposed to do? I don't have enough money to buy new material for the dress, let alone attend the program, and the deadline's in a few days.
Well, is nobody gonna suggest that she go next door and talk to this fucking woman? That's the thing about fucking Darman movies and abusive behavior. There's never a real confrontation. And when there is, it's actually validating the fucking abuser. A hotel safe, like everybody has in their house. Well, why not? The cash is just next door. Why not talk to the fucking woman?
Who said you didn't have enough money?
No, I can't take that.
Today, yeah, I mean, today in dystopian stories, marketed as heartwarming.
That's your vacation money. You've been saving up for that.
And it looks like a lot less money than she just got nicked off her by fucking Cruella.
Well, I know that you can take this a whole lot further than we can.
We're not taking no for an answer.
Wait, I mean, she's just next door. The money's just next door. Why didn't you go over there and demand it back? Like, actually help her. It's not that the money has disappeared. She's just taken it. She hasn't had time to deposit it or spend it or anything. What the fuck?
With the money that Ruby and her mom gave her...
Oh, wow. Okay, we get another one, a wonderfully subtle fucking Darman narration.
Jules is now able to get the supplies she needs to make a new gown.
Wow, thank you for telling me that, Darman. Thank you for telling me that. I wouldn't have worked out that that's what the fucking money's for. Like, if you're gonna show up and narrate like this, why didn't you explain why they aren't just going over there and grabbing the fucking money that she just got stolen off her? Oh, yes, and let me just say, it is a Darman joint, and it is all stems and seeds.
Jules stays up late the following nights working...
Also, wait a second. The vacation funds were only enough to buy the materials for the fucking dress?
On her new submission piece, determined to get it into the program. After many restless nights...
I thought she only had a couple of nights before she gets submitted. What's with many restless nights now?
Jules manages to finish her gown. And it's even more beautiful than the one her foster mom destroyed.
Which isn't saying much.
After a few weeks of waiting, Jules finally receives a letter from the fashion school in Paris.
The Paris Style Academy. With no return address.
And when she opens it, she can't believe what she sees and immediately bursts into tears. She was accepted and will be attending the program overseas the following...
Like, did we really need your fucking narration for this? The amount of time it's taken you to say it, they could have said it.
...year.
Also, what about, like, is there going to be absolutely no comeuppance for the horrible foster woman who also, it's worth noting, has to sign off on whether she gets a passport. Because if she's going to fucking Paris, she's going to need one, and they're expensive.
For the first time in her life, Jules gets to be around other young designers like herself.
Also, I thought we just said...
She thrives at the program, impressing all of the...
Wow, she's gotta be Dazzler. I mean, there's a whole fucking... All the French fashion institutes love the Bedazzler.
Instructors. However, she never lost touch with Ruby and her mom.
What about the fucking money that got stolen off her? What about that fucking, like, bitch-ass foster mom? Like, does anything is there any satisfaction there? Or is the idea that they get to take the money, keep the money, and, like, absolutely nothing happens?
Even though she didn't have a phone, she made sure to write to them over her years at the program. After finishing the program, Jules' career starts to take off, and she can't believe that she's finally living out her dream of being a fashion designer.
And she looks completely different as well. This guy's audience is the algorithm, Adrien. I think that's who the audience is. The audience, it is just the lowest fucking effort, lowest fucking quality content that somehow manages to farm huge amounts of engagement, and he doesn't pay his actors very well at all, apparently.
And then, a few years later, Jules runs into a familiar face.
This event is incredible, and I still can't believe you're letting me wear this. You said the price tag on this thing was like $10,000?
Well, remember, we are in a universe where she was getting big fucking bankrolls for 1 cup of lemonade. Like, seriously, if you just missed this, yeah, if you just came in, like, what she raised the money with a lemonade stand, and every time somebody's getting a cup of lemonade, it is a fucking chunk of banknotes. Like, that lemonade had Coke in it.
Hey, it's the least I could do, you being my first customer. You say that like I paid for those shorts.
What the fuck's she doing there? And she better have that money.
Jules, look at you. I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of all of your accomplishments.
What do you want?
What?
Well, yeah, you owe her a couple of thou.
Mother can't support her own daughter? Fine. I'm here because Hank needs a bit of help.
Ooh, Hank needs a kick in the nuts.
And what could I possibly help your golden child with?
Well, let's just say he's hit a bit of a rough patch.
He needs your internal organs. All of them? Could you, would you mind terribly? And I'm still gonna hold on to the couple of thou I stole off you just for the hell of it.
He ended up flunking out of high school, got in with the wrong crowd, and long story short...
You'd need to really sugar the hell out of Blow Lemonade, though. Because my understanding is that stuff is pretty bitter.
He's in some trouble right now, and I need money to help him make bail.
Well, how about the fucking money that you fucking stole already?
Said so. And I thought he was the one with the bright future ahead of him.
Look, are you gonna help me or not?
Why?
No, I'm not.
That's all we get? This is all we fucking get?
Look, I have an idea. Why don't you use the money you stole from me right before you tore my dress to shreds?
How could you do?
Well, yeah, no. Why don't you pay back the money that you stole before tearing the dress to shreds with fucking interest?
This to me and your own brother.
Oh, 'cause you can fuck off, and you're lucky that the place didn't get burned down, mostly?
We are your family.
No, you're not. See, someone once told me that family isn't about blood.
Yeah, but I mean, they aren't blood. They're a foster family to begin with. I mean, they aren't blood. That was the whole point. That she was like depriving her of everything because she wasn't blood.
It's about love.
Sorry to hear that. Hope that that went okay. Well, as well as it can.
And you never loved or supported me.
Also, you just kind of suck. And where's security of this fucking exclusive event that she's able to just waltz in like this?
Thank you. Can I have everyone's attention, please?
Can I get a fuck this woman right now? Everybody all together, fuck her.
Hi. Thank you all so much for being here today to celebrate my new collection.
I mean, it's such an exclusive fashion event. You got the Lewis Black stunt double here, and you've got, it looks like sort of an elementary school classroom that they've got sort of the curtains from a sort of mid-market knocking shop on. And we got the accountant guy. Very glamorous.
I wanted to make a toast to two people who, without their support, I wouldn't be where I am today. Two women who showed.
Wait, yeah, okay. When you see these fins splaying out like this, that means that she's actually probably about to spit venom. It clearly means her fight or flight response has been triggered.
Me love when I needed it the most and never asked for anything in return. Here's to Ruby and Lucia, my true family, and the reason that I am standing here today.
No, you don't get to leave. You still owe her money.
Oh, you're gonna make me run my mascara, Jules. I am just so proud of you.
What the fuck is this? What did they just like sew together some curtains here? With the shoulder pads that look like a Romulan officer's uniform from Star Trek?
Okay.
Almost forgot. I got you something.
Oh.
It was finally time for you guys to have that vacation.
Oh no, don't worry about that. We took the vacation out of the money that woman stole from you.
This is too.
What's...
This is too much. I am not taking no for an answer.
Does that mean you're not coming with us?
I mean, if you say so.
Wow. That was so fucking inspiring. Aren't we all inspired? Like, I have to say, that is more, even that unsatisfying, totally unsatisfactory comeuppance was more than abusive family members and parents usually get in this fucking, the Darman cinematic crapaverse. So, we got a number of options here. We've got some PragerU bullshit. We've got Chaya Reichik and Peachy Keenan, whoever the fuck that is, probably some turf, on feminism. We've got Pim Tool. Mass migration is mass migration, like Alan Alda and shit. Mass migration is destroying the UK and Europe. The Lotus Eaters, whatever the hell that is, discuss. The Israeli elite are still blind to Hamas's war. That's Texan Zionist and Notre Dame truther Carol Glick with JNS TV. Hello, Phoenix. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, that is like the one thing that you could be inspired to do by Darman movies. Good to see you, Phoenix. It's been a bit. Then we've also got What is the Path Forward for Liberal Zionism with Danielle Hartman and Rabbi David Shuck. Some, like, discussion of liberal Zionism. Liberal Zionist bullshit, right-wing Zionist bullshit. We've got some just generalized racist bullshit with Tim Cast IRL. Oh, there's still some... Yeah, I know! I know! It is so... Yeah, well, Weedlord has his own show. Weedlord has his own channel. There was a dispute over funding, according to Pim Tool's brother. Sorry to hear that. Then let's see what else we've got. A path forward, creating a political horizon for Israel-Palestine. This is from the liberal Zionist fucks over at J Street. And a debate between liberal Zionists and right-wing Zionists and some more J Street shit. Any particular preferences, Chad? Anything of those that you would particularly like to see? Oh yeah, he's never taken the beanie off. He loses his powers if he takes the beanie off. Oh god, that really sucks. Sorry to hear that, Phoenix. That just sounds like a generalized suck week. So, any preferences? And I should note, there's also... We never finished Xanderhole talking about the Progressive Victory Project grift that he's very excited about. He thinks it's so cool! Yes, we've got some Xanderhole. We could continue that one. Actually, let's do that, because I was just beginning to hear about that grift, and I'm curious about more about it. Gonna back it up a little bit. See, just for anyone who doesn't remember, Xanderhole is involved in something called the Progressive Victory Project. And the Progressive Victory Project is a bunch of liberal YouTube grifters, including fucking Vush and Xanderhole and Loserbox and a few other assholes. And their whole thing is they're going to grift money in order to get Democrats elected. And that's it. That's all they're doing. But it's so cool!
Endorse White Monster Energy. Sorry.
White Monster Energy. Yeah, that is what comes off of Xanderhole. That's what comes off of this entire fucking lineup, actually. White Monster Energy.
Could he issue a command to have that person?
I think I speak for every single member.
Let me back this up a little bit more. I forget what they were talking about.
And mix it up. Because it tastes like it's got alcohol in it. If there was alcohol in it, I wouldn't be able to taste a difference. It tastes like it's alcoholic. It's setting off those bitter taste receptors in the sides of my tongue, which isn't even real, but it tastes like that's the case. Like that science that you have like different parts of your tongue taste different tastes isn't even real. But the sides of my tongue,
well, I mean, actually, it is more than it's more real than Xanderhole.
Supposed to taste bitter. They taste bitter. Probably the caffeine. No, normal Monster does not taste like it. Normal Monster tastes like liquid green Jolly Rancher.
That just sounds disgusting
This
already.
tastes like
okay, I never felt particularly inclined to drink Monster Energy or like any energy drink other than coffee. But liquid green Jolly Rancher has immediately turned me off. Monster Energy for life.
Pink mixing stuff that you mix with like vodka. Like, remember when I would do the watch party streams and I would
What mixing stuff that you mix with vodka? So like liquids. It tastes like a liquid.
drink like those vodka pink drinks? This tastes like that. Only those had vodka in them. This doesn't.
The president believes that his political rival is corrupt.
I do not endorse White Monster Energy. Sorry.
No, you personify White Monster Energy. You have true White Monster Energy.
Could he issue a command to have that person?
I think I speak for every single
Jesus, he's still on about this shit.
member of Progressive Victory when I say White Monster Energy fucking sucks.
Assassinated, and you said it depends on whether or not that constitutes an official act. He may need to be impeached and convicted.
Oh, that's what they're talking about. And the thing about this judgment, the thing about the Supreme Court's judgment on the immunity question, is it actually really closely follows the logic of the charges against Trump in the first place. Because they very specifically avoided his worst crimes, all of which would constitute official acts. And instead, they came up with this marginal bullshit that definitely, where you could either definitely is an official act because he didn't have an official capacity at the time it happened, or is at least arguably not an official act because it just could not be really clearly said to be part of presidential duties or something like that. But the thing is, like, people are outraged over the ruling, and I mean, it is an outrageous ruling, but it's not really an unexpected one, because the thing is, there's never been any idea that presidents could be held accountable for the real crimes they commit. Like, I mean, for example, I mean, Biden supporters should be happy about that ruling because it means that Biden cannot be tried in U.S. courts for the genocide he's doing. I mean, even if he were fit to plead.
First. So let's get really personal. The current president of the United States is Joseph Robinette Biden, your client's political rival. President Biden has publicly stated that he thinks that Donald Trump is a corrupt authoritarian. So would you care to look into whatever microphone, obviously they're on cameras, would you care to
look into a microphone?
Speak into the microphone and say to the president, who's probably listening right now, that he can assassinate your client, even though you would prefer he didn't?
Well, I mean, we already established that Obama was already doing that. He did that with Anwar al-Awlaki.
Not be held criminally accountable unless he's first impeached and convicted. Would you like? I invite you to go ahead and say that. I wanted a justice to say that because you can tell throughout the course of the conversation that even Sauer was like, "Fuck, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me this question, but I'll bite the bullet." Somebody should have.
The Supreme Court was legitimately trying to make an effort to essentially give Trump a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Well, to give all presidents a get-out-of-jail-free card. Of course, the thing is, what it does mean, one thing to know about the International Criminal Court, apart from the fact that, I mean, let's just note, I mean, it was never really intended to deal with the biggest fucking international criminals, like, I mean, the ones in the White House. No matter whether they have jurisdiction or not, which in some cases they definitely do. But the thing is, the way it works is it is a court of subsidiary jurisdiction. So what that means is that they don't generally initiate proceedings unless the situation is that the person who is being charged cannot be tried, or will not be tried, or will not, be, it'll be a sham process in their home country. So actually, this Supreme Court ruling, if there were some fundamental reconfiguration of international affairs, would actually open the door to ICC prosecutions of U.S. presidents for things that they've done on the territory of ICC member states. That's as I said, it would require a fundamental reconfiguration of the international system, because right now the main rule is that the U.S. acts with total fucking impunity. But, it does open that door in a strictly legal sense.
He is found guilty of anything he did that was legal while president, which is a lot of things. They're giving him the green light to save democracy, Helldivers 2 style. No, I don't think that's the.
Oh, finally, my anti-allergy nasal spray is kicking in. People who came in a little bit later were missing me utterly suffering as my nose did not want to participate in this stream and was making my life difficult because allergens are through the roof at the moment.
I don't think that's what they're doing at all, actually.
I've asked a question very pointedly like that because it is an absurd proposition.
It's not an absurd proposition. It isn't even a hypothetical proposition. U.S. presidents have people killed. It's something they do kind of a lot. Sometimes it's people who are known by name. Sometimes it is people who are just a member of a certain category of people. Sometimes they're U.S. citizens. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're in the U.S. Sometimes they're abroad. But presidents have people whacked. Doesn't everyone remember that song from elementary school social studies class? Now I need to write that fucking song. Presidents have people whacked.
They also said...
Oh, Biden W? Is that true to Lancer? The UN has passed the G7? Wait, the UN passed support and the G7 passed support for the Biden Gaza ceasefire plan.
Yeah, the one that the US and Israel have rejected. And that only Hamas actually accepted it all.
Yeah, I mean, the ceasefire plan is pretty overwhelmingly popular. Like...
Well, I mean, except for the part... See, Biden took a proposal that the Palestinian resistance had already accepted and that Israel and the US had already rejected. And he added a few elements in there that, A, no self-respecting Palestinian would ever accept, like a permanent occupation, no elections, no right to decide on what government they get to have, and just complete abject surrender to, being completely at the mercy of Israel and the U.S. But also the thing is that it's also unlikely to happen because, Israel isn't winning this thing. Like, for any of that stuff to be possible, Israel would first actually have to fucking win militarily, and they aren't.
There's a lot of support for it, and right now, even like the moderate right-wing government in Israel is
There isn't a moderate right-wing government in Israel, motherfucker. There are literal fascists running the government in Israel. And I'm not saying that isn't me saying that. They call themselves fascists. Moderate right-wing government in Israel.
Looking to oust Netanyahu. Do you guys know that? Like the moderate, like not even like neocon. I don't even know what the term for it is.
Like, yeah, you don't know it. That's because you don't know anything about Israeli politics. Because you know less about Israeli politics than you know about U.S. politics, and you don't know shit about U.S. politics. So maybe you should just shut the fuck up. Maybe you should just talk. Fucking talk about your white monster energy.
Like. The like hyper bureaucratic, like normal, not insane genocidal Nazi right wing in Israel wants to like overthrow Netanyahu.
What is true is that there are some weird things going on on the top levels of Israeli society. I mean, you have this thing like the director of Al-Shifa Hospital was released, and everybody denies having ordered his release. I mean, obviously somebody or somebodies are lying because he wasn't released with no order. You have all sorts of shit where, like, the generals are calling some sort of a temporary tactical ceasefire in Gaza, and the government says, no, nobody's calling that. I mean, it all has a very vaguely military coup feel to it.
Netanyahu is the guy that wants the war to continue, despite everything.
Well, no, Netanyahu isn't the only one who wants the war to continue. Literally, the entire Israeli political spectrum. The entire Israeli political class has been signing off on that.
And even the, like, right wing in Israel are like, can we just overthrow this guy? Like, can we?
No, they're not.
Can we just get him out of here?
No,
like,
they're
we don't
not.
even want to keep neither Hamas or a lot of Israel seem to want to continue the war at this point.
Well, I mean, Hamas has been offering terms from the very fucking beginning. And the thing is, the deals that they're being offered have actually, on the whole, been getting more favorable for them over time, as Israel gradually realizes that they are not going to meet any of their military objectives. I mean, there's some wild shit that Shir Hever has been talking about on the Electronic Intifada live stream lately. He was talking about, apparently, they have to issue their officers with cartons of smokes so that they can bribe the men under their command to follow orders. Like, literally, there's absolutely no chain of command working. The whole thing is just, the wheels are just falling off. That completely, that thoroughly. Really, it's not a matter of one government or another. Like, the whole regime has fallen apart on all sorts of different levels.
Because on one hand, the idea that Hamas has been crushed.
What he's talking about more than anything at the time that this was a few weeks ago, is Benny Gantz, a sort of also far-right asshole leader of what was the opposition until it joined the war cabinet, and who campaigned on how many Palestinians he's killed, left the war cabinet and started talking about elections. Of course, Netanyahu and his mob don't want elections, because the minute there are elections, the minute he has to actually step down, there's a fair chance that he's just going straight to jail. So the only way... Not over this shit. I mean, but he's got all sorts of, he's got a lot of beefs he's catching already, like corruption shit, sexual assault shit, like, I mean, completely apart from being a genocidal fuck.
Agreed upon, even among Israel's government, and on top of that, the idea that, like, holy shit, this needs to stop. Any means to stop this possible is pretty popular among the Palestinian people. So,
well, not any means. I mean, because the thing is that, and the polls bear this out, Palestinians know there is only one means that has shown any likelihood of stopping it, and that is actually, like, military victory. Because Israel's made it clear they do not want to stop this thing. And they want to kill everybody. And, like, the latest UN reports say, like, the way that famine has advanced at this point to all areas of Gaza, like, they've got a month, basically, unless something fundamentally shifts. Unless somehow food gets in there, there's a chance that we would see, like, millions of people dying there in a month. So... I mean, that's the other thing. That's one of the things to keep in mind is, to a certain extent, Israel can just maintain the status quo for a little while longer if the goal is to kill everybody in Gaza, and that seems like the only goal that they are seriously pursuing. That they can just wait.
So, like, yeah, there's a pretty broad agreement. Even Hamas doesn't want to continue to get hammered by Israel, right?
It's not, well, first of all, Hamas isn't getting hammered by Israel. They have been the one doing the hammering. Israel has actually been taking serious losses to the extent that they have increased the length of the tour of duty for conscripts now. They've added 4 months to it. They're going to force the Haredim, the ultra-Orthodox, who are totally unwilling to do this, into the military. These are people who have had a deal since the beginning of the state, since, among other things, they actually reject Zionism, at least in some respects, that they would be exempt from the military service. And so now, and they've said now that the government is saying that they're going to force them, that they would literally rather die. So now Israel claims to have had only minimal military casualties from all this, and yet they're risking a major fucking social conflict to get at most maybe 7,000 ultra-Orthodox men who are completely unwilling, and it's not even entirely clear what they would do if Israel did give them a gun and put them in Gaza. I mean, I'm not really particularly well informed on what the discourse in that community is, but it seems like anything could happen in that situation, because the one thing is clear is that they don't want to do
it. So even they have an interest in the bombing stopping for at least a time.
Well, no, I mean, they've had an interest in that in the first place. That they haven't been the ones rejecting ceasefires. They've been the ones who've been calling for one from the very beginning. I mean, they offered to release all the civilians already on the 9th of October.
So it just seems like it's inevitable this is going to go through, even if there continues to be
narrator, it was not inevitable. Things have gotten worse in the intervening weeks. As anyone actually informed was pointing out at the time, like, if Xander Hall paid any attention at all to people who know anything about this, he would have known that it was long odds that this was going to end then. Because nobody who was seriously following this and knows about the dynamics and knows about the Israeli government, knows about the U.S. government stance and everything, was saying there was any chance that this was actually going to end. At the most, there was like maybe very extremely cautious optimism that maybe it might, but the U.S. was creating so many loopholes in their proposal just to ensure that Israel could keep doing what they're doing. So the idea that this, so this is like weeks later. When was this? Let me see. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks of just absolute fucking carnage ago. And he alone was confident this is clearly going to end it. Because he's a dickhead.
Fighting and death until then. The only person holding up the deal is Netanyahu? Yeah, like even...
Well, no, Biden is holding up the deal, too. Because Biden holds up Netanyahu. If Biden were to cut Netanyahu loose, Netanyahu would have no choice but to accept the deal.
Literally, the conservatives in government in Israel are openly talking about ousting Netanyahu. Like, it is headline making.
Yeah, that wasn't the case, really.
Public. It's not even like a hidden.
And they weren't calling for an end to. They weren't calling for a ceasefire either. Like Benny Gantz's thing is that he said there wasn't a plan for the day after. The day after what, you might ask? The day after the military victory that is not happening, because the Israeli military outright refuses to do anything that might require them to experience actual combat. Like, that is why they're having to bribe these goons with fucking smokes. Because anything dangerous, anything other than just fucking murking unarmed civilians or, jerking off on TikTok, they don't want to do, and they refuse to do it in favor of their fucking Mad Max fantasies. So military victory is not going to happen, but Benny Gantz wanted a detailed, fucking plan for how Israel was going to subjugate the Palestinians at last, since it hasn't worked yet.
Secret. It's not even like an open secret. It's like just an open thing.
Hey, okay, what if he wants to sell nuclear codes? Well, it depends on how it's constructed, but yeah, it could constitute an official act. What if he wanted to stage a coup, which is even worse than trying to assassinate a political rival?
Well, what do you mean, what if? The U.S. does that all the fucking time.
Well, depending on how that's constituted, it could be an official act. So he'd have to...
It was weird because they actually he was like, well, it depends on how it's done. And then the justice, I think I could hear it in her voice, like, what do you mean it depends on how it's done? And she lays out a scenario. It's like, okay, president calls his general.
I'm pretty certain Dylan is streaming this, by the way, from a bunker in Ukraine. Like, I'm pretty certain
Fucking
this is
ambulance chaser.
like an actual like bunker in like Kharkiv or something like that.
It looks like some people's basement.
Like,
that's not a bunker. That wall is not like reinforced. That wall is not even reaching the ceiling.
Like Dylan is going crazy
Hey,
with the content. If you're watching a Dylan stream, there's a good chance you're watching him he's in someone's basement. That is a bunker. If you are underground,
no, it fucking isn't. Yeah, that's an important distinction, because the thing about a bunker is it will take a major impact, because it's reinforced, steel reinforced concrete and all sorts of shit made to be impact resistant. All a basement is it's underground. Like, if you're looking for something that is going to protect you from, like, an incoming missile or something like that, a basement is not going to do that unless it happens to be the basement of an extremely sturdily constructed building.
Ukraine during the war, you're in a bunker. That, like, the subway stations and shelters are now bunkers.
Well, no, I mean, those were designed as bunkers, actually. They aren't now bunkers. They were designed as dual-purpose facilities that could be used as bomb shelters. The Pyongyang metro as well. They aren't like suddenly bunkers. They were designed to resist exactly that kind of impact.
That is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, let me just second what Riveroon said. I mean, relapses, I don't know what kind of relapse we're talking about, and I wouldn't want you to feel compelled to share that if you don't feel like sharing it or anything like that. But, I mean, the term already indicates that it's something that one is struggling with. So, I mean, I wouldn't really go easy on yourself, because, yeah, if anything, if it's a relapse, it's something that very clearly you did not want to do and did not, choose for yourself, but that in some way or another you felt compelled to do. I mean, and believe me, I know I know things about something related to this, because I've been trying to, like, quit smoking for a very long time. On and off, with limited, sometimes fairly significant success, and it is fucking hard. It is a struggle every bloody time. And, there's an element of will in there, certainly, but there's also an element of, like, your body's fucking screaming out for shit.
Yeah. It's a nice basement, though, seriously. It's, like, got that nice, like...
No, it's shite. It's actually really not nice.
Upholstery type thing going on. It kind of reminds me of what I got going on here.
It reminds me of, like, one of the places I worked when I was doing, like, bothering people at dinner, doing marketing research.
It's wood. It's an apartment he rented, I think. Really? I hope he's underground. Like, I hope he's underground. Oh, man. Like, he goes out into the world as the war is happening and does, like, on-the-ground journalism and shit. And you want to know what he gets for it, by the way? YouTube has had him demonetized for a year.
Well, because
continues to double down.
Because he's, like, exploiting a huge number of people suffering for content?
On it, and has recently been issuing false strikes. It's bad. It's really bad. Like, YouTube is very much aiming to kill Dylan's channel by the end of the year. They've taken so much money from him, yeah, a lot. I mean, like, YouTube fully supports the Taliban and Russia and China and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, no, they don't. Google does not. Like, yeah, right. Google totally just loves Russia and China and, first of all, and Saudi Arabia. Motherfucker does not understand geopolitics at all. Because Saudi Arabia works for the U.S. Saudi Arabia, I mean, he's trying to say, like, official U.S. enemies. Saudi Arabia ain't that. Saudi Arabia is being propped up by the U.S. Saudi Arabia does the U.S.'s dirty work, like they did when they were doing a genocide on Yemen under U.S. orders.
Like all these awful regimes, like, YouTube can virtue signal how much they support minorities as much as they like, but The regimes that actively oppress them, they
What you mean, like the U.S. Xanderhole?
Endorse. The CEO will send letters to YouTubers with like slurs in their name, because like the
because they're capitalists, and they're sending letters to the YouTubers who are making them the money.
CEO of YouTube signs every congratulations on 100,000 or 1 million subs letter along with the silver play button. So if you've got a channel like the Offensive T-Slur channel or something like that, and they have like the 100K sub plaque, the CEO of YouTube signed a congratulations letter with a big font, a big bold of that username at the top of the page. So like, these companies don't give a fuck. They really don't.
Yeah, well, they give a fuck about money.
YouTube support Israel? YouTube supports whatever makes them money. Outrage bait makes them the most money. They just have to pretend like they don't support it, which is like very condescending, you know, when you actually don't support that kind of stuff.
Oh, wait, I mean, sort of like how it's very condescending of Xanderhall to, like, posture like he's some sort of leftist and he, you know, cares about the Palestinians at the same time as he will take whatever line the Biden administration is putting out there in order to avoid acknowledging that they are to blame for, according to The Lancet, one of the leading medical journals in the world, probably a conservatively estimated 186,000 murders in Gaza, or nearly 8% of the population.
Generals who, you know, as the president of the United States, he'd have regular conversations with, and he tells them, you know, I don't really want to step down, let's do this thing.
No es tanto que sea fácil eso de dejarse llevar por la sensación o el sabor y toda esa weá, sino que lo que es súper difícil prescindir sobre todo de esa sensación. Es súper difícil prescindir de esa sensación, porque lo que pasa es que hay como remedio para reemplazar la nicotina. Pero resulta de estudios que se han llevado a cabo a lo largo de los años que, bueno, lo que hace tan adictivo el humo de cigarro no es tanto la nicotina, sino también sustancia antidepresiva que contiene. O sea, lo que pasa es que al reemplazar la nicotina, no se está reemplazando esa sustancia antidepresiva que también contiene el humo. Y por eso es súper difícil la weá. Porque aunque por lo menos tengáis algo de nicotina en la sangre para poder llegar hasta el fin del día y todo eso, bueno, esa sustancia antidepresiva, si no están presentes en la cantidad acostumbrada, bueno, provocan problemas. Es súper difícil dejar de fumar, po.
And he seemed to give it notion that that would be within the bounds of the presidency. That wouldn't be him acting...
Well, I mean, it is within the bounds of the presidency. The presidency has done much more fucked up shit than anything that they're describing. And, like, nobody ever has suggested, outside of the absolute, like, radical fringes of the political discourse, that there should be any legal accountability at all for U.S. presidents for the crimes they commit in their official capacity. You are completely out of the... You're beyond the pale to even suggest it. So, I mean, like, that's why when I hear, like, people who are, like, Biden stans, people who will back any Democrat, you know, propagandists for the Democratic Party and shit like that, acting all appalled over this ruling, why? Did they think that their guys should be tried for genocide and for the drone terror and... you know, all that other shit?
As a private citizen, and therefore he would be immune from it, whether it was successful or not.
I really like Dylan's content, by the way, but it's not just Dylan's content, for those that are unaware. Like I said before, PV Spotlight, fantastic channel, really good place.
Yeah, very PV.
Place to go to discover new content, including my own My own content is
So
posted.
it's just yeah, okay, so it's just a mutual clout sharing society for a bunch of liberal
here,
drifters.
so you know it's good when my channel is one of the channels that gets clipped for videos.
Well, I mean, I know it's good for my purposes.
Get posted there, and they tend to be far more cut down, sort of like...
What happened? He's in a different set, and his lighting sucks now.
Like, higher edited, like, more to the point editing than you'll usually find from the original videos.
Yeah, because he doesn't edit shit.
Even my own. So, definitely recommend that you guys go subscribe. But that's not it. It gets cooler.
Cooler even than that?
Just yesterday, I got sent this. And this seems really freaking cool.
Sent
Progressive
what?
Victory has made a hub website.
Ooh, they've made a website. Wow. I'm so excited they have their own website and shit. Because it's 1998 and that's a major thing.
Let me log in. Wait, hold on. Did I just...
He's logging in.
Yeah. One second. Did I not already sign up?
See, let me just say, as a video editor myself, this is one of the bits of exciting content that you would absolutely not want to edit out of your VOD, so we can see him, the exciting scene where he realized maybe he didn't already create an account. Now we're gonna watch him create an account, chat. He's gonna create an account. We're gonna get to see him put in the 2-factor verification and everything. And maybe accidentally tell us his password.
Huh, I guess I didn't confirm it before. I'm a silly guy. Oh no, you just have to log... Okay, it's just you have to log in through your email. It's just extra secure. Okay, cool.
Well, I'm so glad we got to have this, like, these 2 minutes in here. I mean, it would have been a real shame if he cut this out.
Guys, would you like to see something cool?
Well, yes, but I mean, I kind of got to stay with your channel, Xanderhall, because of the thing that I'm doing for my stream. So I'll wait to see something cool afterwards, I guess.
Progressive Victory has thrown together a website, and I must say, it's quite impressive looking, if I do say so myself.
No, it isn't. This is a fucking bargain basement WordPress blog. A WordPress bog. Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, you got a stock photo of the Capitol, and it's all very blue. It's all, like, painfully navy blue.
Though I had no part in making this, so I don't know why I talk about it as if it's like, if I do say so myself, like...
No, because you're a schmuck.
My hard work here. This goes hard. I'm gonna be dropping...
No, it doesn't! This looks like a million fucking, DNC, email address farming operations. Like... This does not go hard. This is so fucking generic.
A link in a moment in chat for you guys to check this website out, but first allow me to show you what it's all about and why it's so cool. So
I can't wait to find out why it's so cool, because so far he hasn't shown me anything that would have led me to suspect that it is.
As you can see, when you first go to the site, you'll be given the option to make an account. It's super simple. Just
wow, you get to make an account. You get to share your personal information with Xanderhall. I know, I'm excited. I want to share my personal identifying information with Xanderhall.
Put in an email address. That is the email you'll log in with, and once you hit confirm, it's going to send you a code. You just got to go to your email, copy that code.
I'm
paste
curious about this, Riveroon, about this video.
it into the box, and then you're signed up. And then from then on, when you want to log in, you do have to just type in your email.
He's
but it'll
explaining
send you
to us
a
the
login
concept of a login now. Okay. Oh, thank you, Riveroon. And having hope is a rational understanding that I can't know the future. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good way of saying it. I mean, to me, it's like the thing about optimism and pessimism is that my allergies decided to come back to remind me that not all optimism is warranted. But, it's like, there are situations where the only rational thing to do is start from the assumption that a better outcome is possible. Precisely because if you assume that it isn't, you could be wrong. But if you assume that it isn't and you're wrong, then you will have done nothing and you will have ensured that a worse outcome is the one that happens. Like, say, with climate change. I mean, it's really, like, one of the things that I found interesting is right after the IPCC's report that said that essentially it's net zero by 2030 or very emphatic bust. Suddenly we started getting these articles in the mainstream press saying, oh, it's too late, there's nothing to be done, oh, we're just fucked, and everything. And it's like, all of that is potentially true, but all these fucking billionaires suddenly saying, you know, who were just saying, you know, 5 minutes ago were saying there was nothing that could be done, that nothing needed to be done, that there was no real problem. You know, suddenly they're saying, oh, there's nothing can be done. But the thing is, you know, that could be right. That could also be wrong. And the only way you can actually test that is by fucking trying to do something. You know, it's a question of how you want to be wrong. Do you want to be wrong about your attempt to do something to improve the situation? Or, you know, and it turns out there's just nothing that can be done, but at least you know you tried. Whereas, you know, the other option is to be wrong about your assumption that nothing can be done, so you do nothing, and then you're wrong, and your being wrong has, like, condemned the situation to just, you know, deteriorating even more. So, I mean, in that sense, like, a certain sort of very, I guess you could call it jaded optimism makes sense. I know the feeling, Phoenix, on
email,
all of that.
And then you
now.
click that button, and you're in. It's not super difficult. I just figured it out in real.
He just figured out how to do a login. Wow. People care what this guy thinks. He's excited because he just figured out how to log into a website.
Time just now. But here's what's so cool about it.
I remember when websites were new. And I don't have trouble logging into new kinds of websites. You were born into this shit. What's your excuse?
About this. The goal is to essentially create a game out of encouraging people to engage with progressive content creators and with volunteering.
Oh, they're farming engagement through so a very spammy mechanic.
To help get progressive candidates into office. So once you've made an account, you will be given the option to do daily quests. And these daily
quests are apparently, I guess, to get direct views to his content.
Quests will give you, they're like pretty basic. It's something like watch a progressive creator affiliated with Progressive Victory. Watch one.
Oh, well, it has to be one affiliated with Progressive Victory.
One of their videos. You go and you watch the video, you drop a like or something like that, and you get some points. And
wow, I mean, this is just a fucking grift.
Over time, if you do these, like, daily quests regularly, you get higher up on the leaderboard. And the higher you...
Well, I am glad for your cat, then. Let me just say. I mean, I'm glad both because I'm glad that there are cats. I'm glad that all cats exist because cats are wonderful. But also, if your cat is what is helping you hold on, then I'm very glad that you have your cat because I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you bring to chat. You know, and I appreciate the people who have actually, like, stuck with this channel for as long as anyone has. Because I remember what it was like when chat was empty. So, thank your cat from me, Phoenix. Y cierto, GGM.
You are on the leaderboard, the more entries you have.
Wow, so what do you win, actually, from all of this? So all it is you're watching their fucking content. They're farming engagement from you, and with a really bare bones gamified mechanic. Just the quest is do something that is useful to me. Wow, I mean, it's like maybe I should set up a bullshit website and like the quest is like send me $5. Like, well, it means a lot to me. Like, because, I mean, apart from everything else, let me just get real for a second here. Well, more real, I suppose. And say, ever since this fucking pandemic happened, my social life has actually more or less collapsed. This actually, at the moment, is like the closest thing to a party I've been to in years, actually. The closest thing to an evening at the pub. So, yeah. People being in chat means a lot to me on just a whole other level, just beyond all that. So, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad all you're here. And that's not a bad note to... Sorry, fucking allergies. That's not a bad note to reach, because it is time for me to wrap up. If you hadn't heard, I've got a new thing coming out. It's going to be in German, but also I'm probably going to do some sort of an English version, looking at the latest annual report of the RIAS, this bogus-ass quasi-state NGO in Germany that issues an annual anti-Semitism report, and it's always a hot mess of bullshit. God, I have such a wholesome chat. I'm so glad. Like, I mean, I look at some of these other creators and their chat is often kind of iffy. You got some good people in there, and then you've got like assholes who also show up. But I have to say, like, the dynamic in chat, the energy is very consistently very wholesome, and I'm glad. I'm really glad. But so I've got this thing coming out where I'm looking chapter through chapter by chapter through the 2023 annual report of the RIAS, pointing out just how completely full of shit they are. I'm going to be doing it in German, like one episode per chapter, but I'll also probably do either a summary version in English or maybe just one, actually just translate the episodes and do them over. I don't know. But that's something that I'm working on. I've more or less finished the script for episode 1, which looks at the introduction. Thank you to everyone who has joined in. It's always, as I've just got done saying, it's lovely to see you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope things improve for you and Phoenix. So I hope things improve for all of us. I think all of us could, on this fucking planet, apart from a handful of rich ghouls, could do with a little bit of improvement in general. Maybe just entirely less capitalism. But, oh god, that is such a sweet thing to say. Thank you for saying that, Riveroon. Okay, well, I will, it's time for me to wrap up. I'll be in the Discord for a few hours because I'm a nocturnal sort of person. And I look forward to seeing you next week.